Welcome to all my dear students. This is Dr. Sheikh Sarfaraz from Infinity Learn by Sri Chaitanya. So, dear students, here I am to discuss with you your IIT JEE Advanced Paper 1 Chemistry. So, dear students, as per my basic analysis, I have seen that paper 1 thoda sa good tha, average tha, but paper 2 was more physical dominating and more calculative of nature, right. However, those who are very good in their calculative part, for them paper 2 was easy, whereas paper 1 was tough for them. So, obviously, no one will come to a proper conclusion. So, let us start the discussion of the paper 2021 paper 1 chemistry. So, dear students, the first question which came in your IIT JEE is this one. The question was, the major product formed in the following reaction, and some reaction is given, which you can see. Before I begin this, I would like to say you that actually this is 1 and this is 2, because both you can't mix in the same beaker. So, a good student will understand that this is 2 steps, because both cannot react, because if you mix both also, that is different, because this reagent is nothing but it is called Birch reagent. Birch reagent, and Birch reagent you can take in place of sodium, you can also take lithium, potassium also, but however, since sodium is economical, most of the cases they say sodium, right. Now, what is the function of Birch reagent? The function of Birch reagent, let's not see the options, let's not bother about the key. Why? You are already having the key with you, you are not here for the key, correct. Key can be obtained easily, but first let us solve the problem, then we will see the options, right. So, Birch reagent, what is the function of Birch reagent? The function of Birch reagent is, whenever you treat any alkyne in presence of Birch reagent, then you are going to get a dianion. You are going to get a dianion, which you can write like this, or which you can write like this also. So, you can see from where that the dianion formed. Very easy. If you want, I can teach you mechanism. Simple it is. Sodium will give electrons and the triple bond is broken. 2 sodium you take, 2 electrons, and the pi bond will give 2. Total 4 electrons, 2 there and 2 there. Pack up. Now, dear students, this intermediate is called dianion, which is the intermediate of Birch reagent. Now, tell me, among these two, which is more stable? The second one is more stable. Why? Because the negative charge are opposite to each other and do not have any रिपल्शन. बिल्कुल रिपल्शन नहीं होता, लेकिन पहले वाले में अगर आप देखोगे तो दोनों नेगेटिव चार्ज साइड बाय साइड है, तो देयर इज लॉट ऑफ रिपल्शन, बहुत सारा रिपल्शन होगा. देन द नेक्स्ट स्टेप गोस इज, दिस विल टेक, आई ट्राई टू चेंज द सम कलर, दिस विल टेक प्रोटॉन्स एंड फॉर्म cis isomer, because both hydrogen will come same side, and this will take protons and form the trans isomer. This is the main concept of the Birch reduction reaction. So, among this you can see some books say like this. What do they say? They say that in Birch trans is only obtained. Wrong statement. In Birch trans is major, not only major product, but cis also will come, but it is come as what product? Minor product. Got it? Right. Now, after discussing the basic or an idea, I will also teach you this in a simplified manner. This. Now tell me, what is the function of sodamide here? Okay, sodamide is a very strong base, right? It is a very strong base because it is having your amide anion. Okay, so here what does it do? Whenever any terminal alkynes are available or any acidic hydrogen is available, it can abstract proton, okay, and forms ammonia along with R C triple bond C. This is salt formation. Okay, this you can also call sodium acetylite, a general name of it, sodium acetylite. So, for first target is, in your examination you will run the function of these two reagents. Do not see this question, do not see the option, see the function of the reagent, right. Now, we got the function of the reagent. Now, we will solve the problem. Okay. So, here my target is not showing you only the answer, but my target is also giving you a good background of it, right. Now, if you see the detailed solution, so here you can see this is triple bond, and let me see, yeah, can I write like this? Okay, is it correct? So, you can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, sorry 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, oh 10, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2, 3, oh here, okay, it is correct only, 1 second, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Where is the difference I have gone? Okay, here you can see 2 carbons are there, okay, no issue. So, the detailed solution is one, two, three, yeah, I can take like this, that is not a great deal. Now, dear students, because what will happen in option, sometimes the number of carbons he will change off, he will show you the correct answer, but sometimes he will change the number of carbons. Now, please tell me, if this compound, if you treat with soda amide, NaNH2, obviously this alkyne will not react, but here terminal alkyne is there that will react, it will take the proton, right, and form sodium acetylide. So, this is Na plus, this is C, triple bond C, the corresponding product has obtained, right, got it. Now, second step is what? Birch. In Birch reagent you are treating with sodium in liquid ammonia or liquor ammonia we call, correct. Do not forget that ammonia is a very good proton donor also. So, this, you know, alkynes are weak acids. So, if alkynes are weak acids, their conjugate base is very strong. So, it can abstract proton from the medium, hence in the product again this will become CH and this will become trans, right. So, here you can see is that highlighter I will take, yeah, here you can see this bond and this bond is shown as trans, can you see. So, the aim of the reaction is the alkyne is not disturbed and the product is showing the alkene which is trans in nature. Now, coming back to the question. So, direct how to solve, look here, now this was a detailed explanation. Now, directly how to solve, the base will take the proton from here, it forms salt, Birch reaction, this will become trans. So, here you can see in the given option, okay, this cannot be the answer, why? Because terminal alkyne is not disturbed and this also cannot be the answer. Now, leftover answer is what? B and C, both will come, B and C is possible, but we have to focus major. Did he use the word major? Yes, he can see he used the word major product here. So, here you have to see where the bonds are trans in nature, right. So, here you can see this bond is cis of nature and this bond, sorry, this bond, yeah, right. So, you can see in the with respect to the reference as alkene, the 2 bonds are trans, but here the 2 bonds are cis, hence the final answer will be what? The final answer to this will be B. So, how will you do in exam? This is salt forming transformation, you have to check the answer. Okay. Now, let us go to our question number 2. Yeah, this is very interesting question, but before I show you question number 2, see here in my discussion is very different. I do not go for unnecessary calculation and unnecessary discussion. So, like directly coming to the point along the concept, I will not focus this question, I will show you the background of it first. So, please tell me what is the question here is saying, mesobutane 2,3-diol, point number 1, this is for me important, I am not still reading the question. Point number 2, I can see this carbon in every case this is called front carbon, and in every case you can see In every case you can see the front carbon is same. Can you see? Can you see? And the OH is pointing upwards. Enough. So, first my target will be, I will try to focus to draw the chemical structure. So, I will do some rough work. Here let me come. So, everybody first let me draw meso-butane 2,3-diol. So, this is meso isomer, right? Right. Correct? Meso-butane 2,3-diol. What is the meaning of meso? Meso means you are having sigma here. Sigma is what? Plane of symmetry can divide the molecule into 2 equal halves. So, any compound which is meso, that means in that sigma is present. Indirect meaning of it is to you. Plane of symmetry is there. Now, dear students, with respect to this diagram, you can see this carbon is called front carbon. I am writing Fc, front carbon. This carbon is called Rc, rear carbon. Now, convert this into Newman formula. So, imagine your eye is here and you are seeing from downward to upward. Are you following? As if you are seeing, imagine this is some telescope or something and I am seeing the sky like this. From bottom of the telescope to the above. Then, in this during conversion, yeah. Now, dear students, who is on front carbon, who is right side? OH. So, this is front carbon, right side is OH. OH back side, OH. Front rear carbon, left side who is H. H back side, back side is H. And this is methyl, methyl back side is methyl. This is the fundamental structure or conversion I have done. But if you see the question, OH is pointing upwards. Can you see? Above. That means what? This OH on the paper, you rotate it to bring it somewhere here according to the question. And you have to rotate it on the paper or on the board itself. So, on the board only if you rotate, on board, B-O-R-D, board, on board rotation or on paper rotation, if you do it, then then this OH will come here, this OH will come here, then this H comes here, H comes here, this methyl Me comes here, Me comes here. Done? So, this is the basic background of the question, right? In paper 1, you are having more of organic depth and in paper 2, physical of it. Okay. Now, coming back to the question, how to convert it, coming here. Now, dear students, if you see which is a stabilized conformation. So, first stabilized conformation means it must have hydrogen bonding, correct. So, first of all I will remove this one out of the game and this, yeah. Why I have removed this out of the game? Because in this hydrogen bonding is not there. In this 3 hydrogen bonding is there, right. Then what is my answer? So, I will not approach directly to the answer because you may feel obviously you know the answer is B, but how to approach it. So, if you come back to this question, if you focus this carefully, this structure if you focus to this structure, if you bring methyl close to methyl, can you see? Rear carbon, rotate the rear carbon, if you bring the methyl or if you push this methyl there, then you will get this structure. This methyl which I am darkening, imagine that I am trying to push that side. That means if this methyl which is highlighted is coming backside of that methyl, then OH will come backside of that OH. That means this structure you are going to get. That means your answer must be your B option only, because it is first of all the correct structure plus it is having hydrogen bonding. Now, I should also prove you that why this cannot be the answer, obviously. Then why? Now, you think sitting there, if this methyl, actually not required, but still some may feel that why is sir not selecting the other one. If this methyl you try to bring it at this position, then this OH will come exactly opposite position, correct. So, if you rotate the carbon CC bond and this methyl if it comes to backside of this methyl, then OH comes opposite of it, then are you going to get the original structure which is this one? No. So, that means what, it is not a meso isomer only, it may be active isomer, 3O isomer, electro, whatever it is, but it cannot be your meso isomer. So, by this your answer is nothing but your B option. Reason, hydrogen bonding, and this is nothing but one of the Gaucher form, Gaucher structure it is, right. So, moving to our next question. In the given closed, okay, this is from solid state. I think everybody is well versed with solid state. So, in this you can solve the problem by 2-3 ways, okay. I will show you one of the easiest way, actually it is not easiest way, but you see the atoms are X and Y. That means if all the atoms are identical, then the packing fraction will be 74% or 0.5, 74% or 0.74. But X and Y, that means what? You can see that the size of the X and Y is not looking identical. Hence, the percentage of the fraction, packing fraction must be less than that, it cannot be more. Are you following? Then how? That means your answer can be 0.63 or 0.52, and this is too far, it cannot be the answer. But however, I cannot blindly tick whatever I want, so we have to calculate. So, at least in exam you can remove what is not possible, correct. So, now let us see, yeah. So, let us first enter. So, let the radius of y is given by ry and the radius of x is given as rx. Actually, I am using small x, I can use large x, small x, that is not a big issue, it is okay, because with small x nothing is there here. This is point number 1. Now, moving to, okay, what is this particular side of with respect to y. So, everybody come here. So, we can say, you can see 2 to the radius of y is equal to a, equation number 1. Then what is the diagonal side? So, to the radius of y plus to the radius of x is equal to root 2a, correct, equation number 2. Because here you can see half y, then full half x, then another half x, then another half y. So, 2 radius of y plus 2 radius of x is equal to root 2a diagonal. This is 0.1, this is 0.2. Now, going to the next point. Now, you tell me, let us calculate the packing or efficiency. For that, we need another thing called part 3. So, already telling all of you all, you can see y atoms are sitting on the edge. So, since they are sitting on the edge, so y are at corners, I am sorry, corners. So, that means 1 by 8 into 8, so the contribution is 1. So, next one, x are at what, tell me, face, that means it is 1 by 2 into half into 6, because 6 faces are there, this is equal to 3. So, dear students, from equation 1 and 2 you can get radiuses and with respect to a. Now, coming to how to calculate the packing fraction, the last point of this. So, to calculate packing fraction, so tell me what is the formula for packing fraction? Packing fraction will be, what is the contribution of y? 1. So, 1 into volume of y, correct, plus what is the contribution of x? 3 into volume of x by a cube. So, your volume is nothing but, for to calculate volume we need radius, and radius and a comes from there, put it here and you are going to get, you solve it, you are going to get answer 0.63 as per the calculation, because already we have calculated. So, we do not undergo addition, subtraction, multiplication. So, this is the method to solve this particular problem, right. Now, moving to our next question, question number 4. So, the question number 4 states that the calculate spin only magnetic moment of. So, what is the formula for spin only magnetic moment? Tell me, everybody know, from in atomic structure also you study, in complex compounds also you study. So, So point number 1, the spin on the magnetic moment is given with the formula mu is equal to root of n into n plus 2 Bohr's magneton units, where n is equal to number of unpaired electrons. Back up. So it's very easy question, it's not at all a hard question. Now coming to the first example, example number 1. What it is? Hexaamine chromium complex plus 3. Here you can see very clearly that chromium, simple chromium is written as what? 3d5 correct? And this is chromium plus 3. That means it is 3d4 sorry 3d3 sorry 3d3 4s0. Why? Because first you remove the electron from the outermost to innermost, you have to come. So 1 electron lost from here, 2 from here, so total 3d3. 3d3 means how do you fill the electrons in octahedral complexes? So you know you have to fill the T2g and Eg orbitals, and you got 3 here. So how many unpaired electrons are there here? 3. So I will not proceed further. You take n as 3 for this and solve for this particular complex. Now moving to the second interesting question, where it is, yeah, Cu F6 to the power minus 3. This is quite slightly interesting. Why? Because here you can see copper is in plus 3 oxidation state. Very unique, no? Because students generally क्या होता, कॉपर का ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट आप लोग को +1 +2 ज़्यादा मिलता, ऐसा नो, +3 तो बहुत रेयर ऑफ द रेयरेस्ट है, बट वॉट एवर ही इज सेइंग तो वी हैव टू फॉलो हिम. ओके, इफ ही आस्क अ ट्रू और फॉल्स स्टेटमेंट देन वी कैन स्पीक, or if he has stable unstable we can speak, but if it is given we cannot speak, just solve it because it's an imaginary scenario. Okay, this complex exists actually, it has a special feature that we will not discuss here. Okay, so copper का हम लोग क्या लिखते हैं, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कॉन्फ़िगरेशन 3d10 4s1, therefore copper +3 का क्या होगा, 3d ये एक चले गया, 3d8 4s0. Now everybody should know that fluorine is weak field ligand, correct? Weak field ligand. So if fluorine is weak field ligand, then pairing of electrons will take place according to Hund's rule. If it is strong field, anti-pairing will occur. Therefore, how do you write this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, you have to follow Hund's rule. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. तो अनपेड इलेक्ट्रॉन कितने बच गए, हाउ मेनी लेफ्ट ओवर, 2. Okay, put it in the equation, you are going to get the corresponding answer. Got it? Okay, so now moving further to our next question, question number 5. Question number 5 is very easy. It's a scheme or a paratype. It's very easy. Only the thing is you should know. Okay, he is asking, he gave a scheme to you, big scheme is there, we will talk later, but here is asking value of x, and the next question is asking the value of y. Scheme is same, question is same, but in that he is asking x and y. So what is x here? That means we have to find here x gram of compound R, x gram of compound R, correct. Another question is what, this one, this compound, he is asking you y grams of compound U. So dear students, to understand this R and U, first thing everybody know that concept to solve physical chemistry problems with which is in grams or volume relation, we apply the most important thing is what is the basics of this. Let us go to the basics of it. So we apply the famous law, that is nothing but chemical law of equivalence. If you apply, you are going to get the answer. Easily you can get the answer. And for chemical law of equivalence, what is compulsory? Please tell me. Compulsory is what? Tell me. Balancing. Right? So chemical law of equivalence, how do we solve? So if suppose there is a equation called 2a plus 3b give rise to 4c. Then what does chemical law of equivalence says? Number of moles of A divided by stoichiometric coefficient is equal to number of moles of B divided by its stoichiometric coefficient is equal to number of moles of C divided by its stoichiometric coefficient. And number of moles of A, instead of writing, you can write weight of A by gram molecular weight of A by 2 is equal to weight of B by gram molecular weight of B by 3. Is this equal to weight of C by gram molecular weight of C by 4? And same thing also can be written as volume of A by 22.4 if you are taking in liter, right, by 2 is equal to volume of B in liter by 22.4 by 3 is equal to volume of C in liter by 22.4 by 4. This is the basic trick to get the answer with the background of your given question. So, once we know balancing, apply this law, you are going to get the answer. So, this is the main secret available now, but before that we need the balancing of this, correct. So, therefore, I will give you, you can pause the video here because I think I am saying to students, right. So, you can stop here and what you can do is you can take a snapshot because I am going in my next 2-3 minutes I am going to delete this page, okay, right. Now, coming back to our question, how to solve this now. Now, we will go for the scheme. So, after going to scheme, we will go to balancing. If you know balancing, chemical law of equivalence, answer will come, right. So, everybody see this, this is nothing but MC3 minus 4 ion it is. You will say, sir, you are gone mad, C3 minus 4, how sir? C3 minus 2, it is C3 minus 4 ion. How? Because actually this is magnesium is plus 2 here and C3 is minus 4 here. So, therefore, this is Mg4 C3 taken 2 times and this is 2 1s are 2, 2s are and is written as what? Mg2 C3. Are you getting? So, that is why some students get confused. So, therefore, the ion which is present in this is nothing but called propylide ion, propylide ion is there in this. C3 propylide means the ions which will give propyne. You know we have methanites. Why methanites? Because on hydrolysis they give methane, acetylites, propylites, acetylites. So, all these are nothing but they are based upon which gas they gives, got it. So, therefore, this on particular compound on hydrolysis is going to give you P. So, everybody should know P must be 100% what? Propyne. Okay. Then this if you treat with, shall I show you separately? Mg2C4 is nothing but equal to what? Mg4C4 taken 2 times it is actually. So, this on ionization will give you C4 minus 3 ion. This will pick up H plus ions from water and become C4. Okay, sorry. C3 baba, 3, correct. This is C3 power minus 4. Now, it is okay because of crisscross, okay. So, dear students, this will give you C3 H4, this is equal to what? Propyne. Now, it is clear. So, this compound is nothing but what did he call? P. And how much is P coming? 4 grams. Okay. Then moving further, he is saying that now it is treated with soda amide in methyl iodide. Just 10 minutes ago I said you the function of soda amide. So, this compound if we treat with soda amide, the base will abstract this proton and you are going to get CH3C double bond C minus Na plus, correct. Then if you treat with methyl iodide, then this will attack here, this is lost. Then you are going to get CH3 C triple bond C, this is nothing but 2-butyne, correct. Now, please tell me What is the name given to this? Q. So, this is Q it seems. Now, all of you are here, you remember one small thing, imagine one small thing, that in place of methyl, hydrogens are there, and if you pass through red hot copper or iron tube, what are you going to get? Benzene you are going to get, correct? Therefore, instead of that, here you can see he gave butane, and he said that, which copper he said? Okay, iron tube, some tube, iron or copper tube, red hot tube. So, here you are going to get what compound, dear students? Here you are going to get, in place of hydrogen, what did you took? Methyl. So, here you are going to get methyls everywhere, and this compound is called what? R. So, dear students, see the stoichiometry, see the balancing. So, propine you took 1, correct? Number of moles of propine is 1, and what did you got? Butane. Ratio if you go 1, and whereas 3 moles of this, for this 3 moles of this need will give you 1 mole of this. That means from here to here, how can you write the equation? Number of moles of butane by 3 is equal to number of moles of this compound by 1. Chemical law of equivalence, just now I said you. So, that you will get easily R, and whatever weight is there you can get it. But in the equation in middle he gave you percentages like this, from here to here only 75% yield will come. So, 4 grams of this must give the equivalent amount of this, correct? That means what? Imagining law of conservation of mass is happening, but he is saying that 75%. So, you can calculate the yield. What is the, how do you calculate percentage of yield? Obtained by total into 100. So, how much is obtained? By total into 100 you will get the yield. Okay, from here 40% yield. Right. Now, moving to other story, propine, from here another chart is flowing. S, where is propine? Here, another chart. Propine, if you do mercuric ion and water, this reaction is called hydration reaction, and it follows Markovnikov rule, addition of water. So, here you are going to get CH3, C, double bond CH, addition of water, here your negative part of the reagent attacks most substituted carbon, right? This will undergo tautomerism, and here you are going to get what? Acetone. And this compound acetone, it is nothing but compound S. Now, this is heated with barium hydroxide. If you heat with barium hydroxide, this is nothing but what reaction? Aldol condensation reaction. He is saying heat also, right. So, aldol condensation nothing but here negative charge forms, it will attack on the same mole, 2 moles of this will undergo and it will form mesitylene oxide. If you write the mechanism, negative will form here, it will attack the acetone molecule, at beta position OH will form, water loss will happen, you are going to get this bond. This is called mesytyl oxide. Here you can see everyone in mesytyl oxide, here one methyl is there. So, this area if you focus, it is methylated ketone. Next step is nothing but, he is saying that this is treated with NaOCl, nothing but sodium hydroxide plus chlorine haloform reaction he is hinting. So, this one is nothing but further heated with NaOH in chlorine or NaOCl, and this will give rise to, this double bond is not disturbed, and this will become carboxylic acid, sodium salt, plus you are going to get CHCl3, haloform reaction you are going to get. And you can see the resulting salt is having double bond. That is the reason why he is saying that it decolorizes base reagent he is saying. So, dear students, I hope this complete explanation will help you in getting the solving the problem, because this is important. If you do not know this, you cannot calculate yield or whatever it is, right. So, slightly I am moving away from the board so that you can take a photograph, okay, just for a moment. Okay, you can pause the video and you can take something like that, okay, right. Now, I will go for my next question. Okay. So, the next question is question number 7. For the given reaction, X, which is solid, neglected, Y, solid, neglected, Z is a gas. You know, when I was reading this question, for a fraction of a second, I did not saw this Z. When I saw this Z, in my mind compressibility factor came, but here Z is not compressibility factor, Z is a gas, remember about it. It is like confusing type of question it is, right. Okay. Now, all of you all can see here, your highlight is here. So, 10 and 12, right. So, here he gave ln, let me take a pen, yeah, ln Pz by P naught. That means what? He gave initial final by initial, okay, whatever it is, whatever, right. So, he said that the plot is given which is available here, okay, and some data he has provided, R value he has provided, which you have to use. And the first question he is asking, the standard enthalpy H naught in kilojoules. I hope you are very much familiar with the conversion. Here you can see given joules, you are asking is in kilojoules. That means once you get an answer, you are going to get the answer in joules, you have to convert it in a suitable kilojoules, right. Okay. Now moving further, how to solve this problem? So first we will solve this seventh one. So delta G naught is equal to delta H naught minus T delta S naught, correct, and delta G naught can be written as minus RT ln instead of writing final by initial, already now we can take what, Pz by P naught, correct, is equal to delta H naught minus T delta S naught. Now to remove this minus RT ln, you have to divide the whole by minus RT ln. So you are going to get ln Pz by P naught, correct, is equal to delta H naught by, here minus sign will come and this is RT, this is become plus, minus into minus plus. So this RT if it divides, you are going to get what, delta S naught, T cancel, and what is left over, R. So dear students, here you can see, if you focus, if you apply the equation y is equal to mx plus c, are you following? So this particular area if you take as mx, this is nothing but delta H naught by R into 1 by T. So here you can see 1 by T value, this is, here you can see 1 by T is nothing but here 10 power 4, correct dear students. So where I am, oh sorry, yeah, you got it. So you know the value of T, you know the value of R, you find the value of delta H naught. So now coming to question number 8. Question number 8 is slightly tricky, it is slightly tricky. So what is saying question number 8, where it is, okay, where is 8? Yeah, here is 8. The value of delta S naught, once you get delta H naught, delta S naught you can get easily, but he gave a condition here at 1000 Kelvin. So everybody should know here itself 1000 Kelvin, at 1000 Kelvin, 1000 Kelvin means T you are going to get what? We know that 10 to the power of 4 by T is equal to what? 1000. Yeah. So therefore here T you are going to get what? 10 here, and here when T is 10, the value of ln is nothing but it is minus 3. So therefore how can you solve this one now? So same story, delta G naught is equal to delta H naught minus T delta S naught. So therefore minus RT ln Pz by P naught is equal to delta H naught minus T delta S naught. Same derivation like the earlier case one. Then you are dividing by minus RT, so you will get what? Ln Pz by P naught is equal to delta H naught minus, this is minus symbol here, RT plus delta S naught by TT cancel R. This value is already defined, where? Here, system is right. So therefore this value is taken as what? Minus 3 is equal to what? Delta H naught by RT plus delta S naught by R. Solving this, you are going to get the solution for your question number 8. Sorry, I have labeled here question number 7, this is 8, okay, right. Now let us solve this problem. The boiling point of water in 0.1 molar silver nitrate solution is x degree centigrade. So please remember that he is asking boiling point of solution, right? Okay. So To this solution A, an equal volume of 0.1 molar aqueous barium chloride solution is added to make a new solution B. Same solution, you are adding barium chloride in that. Okay. That means obviously there is a chance of some chemical reaction to occur. Then the difference in boiling point of water in the two solution A and B is y into 10 to the power of minus 2 degrees centigrade. Okay. Then assume the density of A and B are same as that of water and the soluble salt dissociate completely. Soluble salt, here please students, soluble salts only will dissociate completely. He cannot use the word insoluble salts have dissociated. So, let us be careful, this point is going to be the decider of your problem. Use molar elevation constant, that is ebullioscopic constant, given values given. Okay. So, let us start. Okay. If we do not give also water boiling point, you have to take 100 because there will be not, that is very basic solvent used in chemistry. So, he is asking first is value of x. So, first please students, let us solve value of x. So, to get x, so let us solve this problem. The boiling point of water is 0.1 molar solution is what? This much. So, therefore, delta Tb is equal to Kb into m into I. What is I? Van't Hoff factor. What is Van't Hoff factor for silver nitrate? For silver nitrate, Van't Hoff factor I is equal to what? 2. So, therefore, 0.5 into 0.1 into 2. On solving this, you are going to get 0.1. Remember dear students, this is delta Tb, nothing but difference is 0.1. The solution is not boiling at 0.1. So, therefore, to this we have to add the boiling point of water, that is 100. So, the answer is 100.1 degrees centigrade. Remember this, here mistake will happen by students. In happiness, in excitement, he will say so easy question. So, small trick is available there. Now what is happening? To this solution, you are adding barium chloride solution. Obviously, something may happen, something oxidation, reduction or some reaction should occur. Therefore, here you are having silver nitrate, which is 0.1 molar. To that you are adding equal volume of 0.1 molar barium chloride solution, and when both are reacting, you are getting barium nitrate taken 2 times plus AgCl. Correct? So, balancing is needed. So, here you have to write 2 here and here you have to write 2 here. Now, dear students, there is a game here. That game, if you understand, you can solve it. What is the game? He is saying that soluble salts, and here you can see silver chloride AgCl is a solid in nature, you can't consider it. Yes or no? You have to ignore it. And here if you see, silver nitrate is nothing but limiting reagent. So, here at the end of the reaction this gets end, and the I factor of this is 3 and the I factor of this is also 3. So, whatever is the leftover solution, if you apply the limiting reagent concept, then what you have to do to get the answer, we have to use the equation delta Tb, that is the boiling point of the new solution, the difference of the boiling point of the new solution. Are you following? Okay, it's Kb into I factor of barium chloride, molality, leftover molality, not the original molality, correct, or molar solution plus I2 M2. Using this, you can easily get the delta Tb value. Once you get delta Tb value, that is the difference in the boiling point with respect to water. Okay. Then at the temperature of water 100 degrees centigrade, and you can easily convert into y into 10 to the power minus 2, you are going to get the answer. Okay. But if he is asking boiling point of new solution, but what is asking? He is asking the difference in the boiling point. Okay. Difference in boiling point of A and B. So, this is not B, sorry. This B, oh dear students, this B means I am referring boiling point. Some students may think that B means sir is referring to solution B. Sorry, coincidentally B came here, remember about it. Okay. 11th one. Given, okay, you observe. Most of the students here will do one very big mistake. What is that mistake? they will start writing the products here and they will think that from the products only some answer will come. No. He gave an equation, observe it, D-glucose, oxidizing agent, P, and if you people are very well good enough in chemistry, you know you are going to get this compound. Actually this compound will come and this is nothing but it is called saccharic acid or glucaric acid, right, saccharic acid or glucaric acid. This is the compound P actually, and for this you can see the specific rotation value, okay, the is given as 52.7 plus 52.7 dextro in nature. So, this compound it is. But dear students, the game here is, in the question Ulta is asking the compounds which on reaction with HNO3 will give the products having degree of rotation. Here you see game is here, secret is here, the full question secret is here, this is the secret. This secret you have to know. Minus 52.7, that means what? He is speaking about levorotatory compound. So, he is asking that if you take levo, how many of them among these are going to give you levo? See dear students, you know that nowadays technology has improved a lot and you people sitting there can get the key and solutions very easily. Most of the students who have written their advanced, they have checked their key, but most of them need solution. So, therefore, my target is solution. So, be focus it, and those who are preparing to write examination coming up next to 2022, those who are planning. So, for that students this will be helpful like basic teaching. So, remember about it. So, this is the secret here. So, you can see how beautifully he has designed. That means what? To get the same compound but with opposite rotation, if this is D-glucose, then I should start from where? Tell me all of you all. I should start from L-glucose. So, everybody can see first I have done postmortem of the question. So, I should start from L-glucose. So, everybody, what is L-glucose? First of all, write D-glucose. So, D-glucose 1, 2, 3, 4. This is CH2OH. This is OH, 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 OH. This is D-glucose, dear students. D plus glucose, right. Now, what do you mean by L-glucose? L-glucose is nothing but completely image of it, or if you rotate by 180 degrees. So, this is L-glucose, because if you rotate the whole molecule by 180 degrees also, CHO will be there only, because imagine if I am rotating in my hand, you can see one remote is there, one marker is there. If I rotate 180 degrees, the marker and the remote will come in opposite directions, but my head and legs will be in same position along the axis. Therefore, this will be OH here, this will be OH here, this will be left will come right, left will come right. Now, if this you further oxidize, you are going to get this compound 3, 4. So, you have to focus OH groups here. So, this is OH here. Oh, sorry, Don also is going to become carboxylic. Got it? And this will be the compound which is going to show you minus 52.7 degrees. Oh, so here one second, yeah. Here you can see where are the OH groups you see. They are very important. So, you have to search the OH groups responsible for the levorotatory in this given option. Already key is with you, you know the answer. Got it? Right. Okay. Next question. The reaction of Q with sodium thiophenoxide. This compound is called sodium thiophenoxide. Thio because sulfur containing. If in place of sulfur oxygen is called phenoxide. Yields an organic compound which is major. Okay, very nice. sodium peroxide followed by reaction urate. Okay. So you are having, let us plan first. Let us plan first. So he is saying that there is the reaction of Q. So there is a compound called Q. Okay. Then you are reacting with the sodium thiophenoxide compound and yields an organic compound. Okay, one organic compound is coming. Correct? Major. Okay, major is coming. To this organic compound, you are treating with what? Sodium peroxide. That means this is oxidation reaction, and you should know that sodium peroxide is also called oxone. It has a pet name I am saying, sorry, pet name, oxone. So obviously you are going to get some compound, and that compound, if you treat with barium chloride, you are going to get another compound. Dear students, if you are very good in NCERT level of preparation you have done, then you know that in Carius method you use barium chloride to estimate percentage of sulfur. Are you following? That means you are talking here about sulfur. That means this organic compound must have sulfur, or that organic sulfur has come from here, and on oxidation it became sulfate, and that sulfate react with barium and becomes what? Barium sulfate, which is a white precipitate, PPT. And once you remove this barium sulfate outside the beaker, how much barium sulfate came? So standard barium sulfate has 32 grams of sulfur. Obtained barium sulfate is having how many grams of sulfur? So you can find easily the weight of sulfur obtained or present. Once you got percentage of sulfur, then you can go for calculation of percentage. Percentage of sulfur is equal to weight of sulfur by total weight of organic compound into 100, like the way you calculate your marks. Okay, we will not go to physical chemistry. Now coming to organic point of view, how many of these will give? So let us start discussion. Slightly I am unhappy with this question, all of you all, I am slightly unhappy with this question. You will say, sir, why are you unhappy? Can you explain the reason? First I will explain you according to the key, then I will put my pain or unhappiness. So everybody can see this is nitro group and this is fluorine group. So if you treat with the negative ion, that is sodium phenoxide, then you are going to get the resulting compound. So everybody can see this compound will contain, this compound contains sulfur, correct? So if this compound is having sulfur, obviously on oxidation it will give you sulfate, it can be estimated. So answer is A. Then here you can see everyone, this is sp3 carbon, and if you treat with sodium sulfite, it can easily undergo SN2 mechanism and give you NO2. Already your sulfur is there, so you do or don't do, it will give you the reaction. So answer is D, right. But dear students, why I am unhappy? Why did I use the word unhappy? Because dear students, here you can see he didn't mention temperature, he didn't mention high heat or anything, he didn't mention. If he at least mentioned this is a room temperature or low temperature, then I will agree that A and D are correct. But neither temperature is given, neither low temperature, nothing is mentioned. Therefore, this B and C also may react. You will say, sir, but in key B and BC not there, then why are you speaking? Why A and D will react is with respect to leaving group, LG, leaving group, here minus I group is there. Therefore, this is fast. Same concept here, the reaction is fast. But with respect to this opposite, here negative group or minus I group is not there. Therefore, B and C will go slow. But dear, my doubt to you and your doubt to me is, can't iodine leave 2% or at least 5% or 10%? Some reaction may occur like in minor, yes, it can happen. And since he used the word major, that is why we have ignored B and C. But if the word major will disappear, then answer will be A, B, C, D. But however, this is your correct answer. Okay. The correct statement related to colloids is R. Okay. So let us start. The process of precipitating colloidal solution by an electrolyte is called peptidization. This is the definition of coagulation. Obviously, this will super duper become wrong. Colloidal solution freezes at higher temperature than the true solution at the same concentration, correct. For this you can even apply the concept of colligative properties, you will get the answer. Next, surfactants form micelle above critical micelle concentration, CMC depends on, but yeah, correct, this is correct, right. Now the thing is D, micelles are macromolecular colloids. See, they are nothing but surfactants, yes or no, you better know, they are surfactants basically. So, the D option goes wrong. Now, this is very easy graph. So, an ideal gas undergoes reversible isothermal, that means temperature is constant from state 1 to state 2. Okay, here state 1 to state 2 T constant. Okay. If okay, let us first read the question. Followed by reversible adiabatic expansion. Adiabatic expansion means change in heat is speaking from state 2 to state 3. The correct plots representing the changes from state 1 to 2 are. Now, the thing is, if temperature is constant, then pressure and volume, Boyle's graph, this will become correct, and obviously PV is changing. So, obviously this is correct change, and this is P versus T, remember, obviously this also goes correct change. Now, coming to this one, in this one this is wrong because 2 to 3 if you are saying, he is saying that Q is kept constant, correct or not. If you keep Q constant, then what will happen, the temperature will decrease and H will also decrease, correct. But here you can see H is increasing, therefore it is wrong. And this one you can easily solve by the equation delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S. You will get the answer very easily. It is very easy question. Okay. Now, the correct statements related to the metal extraction process. This is also a easy question, but a mixture of lead sulphide plus lead oxide undergoes self reduction to produce lead plus sulphide. Yeah, this is a direct statement from NCERT metallurgy. In the extraction process of copper from copper pyrites, silica is added to produce copper silicate. See, silica is what? Acidic in nature. If silica is acidic nature, it removes basic impurities, correct. But in the extraction of copper, it has been observed that there are more acidic impurities. Therefore, silica is not used actually. In place of silica, what is used? Calcium carbonate or calcium bicarbonate is used. Since bicarbonate is very unstable and decomposes fast, you use calcium carbonate, preferably you use. So, therefore, B becomes wrong. Partial oxidation of sulfide ore of copper by roasting followed by self reduction produces blister copper. What is blister copper? It is like 97 to 98% pure copper. Are you following? And yeah, so this particular equation, yeah, this is correct. In cyanide process, zinc powder is utilized to precipitate gold. Yeah, this is also easy. I'll try it here. So this is NaAuCN taken 2 times plus zinc. This will, you know that zinc forms which type of compounds? Ml4 compounds. So, you will get ZnCN taken 4 times to maintain the oxidation state -2, or you can write Na2 ZnCN taken 4 times plus gold will get displaced. Frost Mac Arthur process, nothing but D is that one, right. Now, moving ahead. Yeah, dear students, this is very easy question. Okay, remember all the students that whenever silver ions react with base, they form silver hydroxide, and silver hydroxide is what? Unstable, and this will readily undergoes oxidation and forms silver oxide, which is red to brown color. Same will happen with Heg plus 2 ions. Heg plus 2 ions will react with base and form HegOH taken 2 times, which will decompose and form Heg H2O. Yeah. And this is also red to brown color compound. Remember all of you all, those who are planning for next year, silver and mercurous ions, these ions are hydroxides are very unstable, right? And everybody should know that Pb plus 2 will react with chlorides and forms PbCl2, which is generally what in color? White in color. Same thing, zinc ions also. Zinc ions will form zinc chloride. This is also what in color? White in color. From where chlorides are coming? From the HCl molecule. And you know, when you do Lucas test, zinc chloride, if you practically do in lab, zinc chloride is a white color powder which can absorb moisture and become a hard substance very easily. Are you following? So obviously this is some slightly like memory based type and slightly journal based type. Maximum number of stereoisomers including stereo. This word is danger word. Including stereo is the most dangerous word here. So including stereo means you have to be cautious. Chiral carbon, stereo center, everything you have to focus. Which may be formed on monobromination of 1-methyl cyclohexene 1-cyclohexene. Right. So let us start. Remember here, some students may get confused. This is using bromine in UV in light. Or if whenever you use bromine UV in light, that means wherever you are having sp3 carbon, to that hydrogen is there, you have to displace it, and by what, tell me? Bromine. Okay, that is point number 1. Point number 2 is the mechanism will proceed through what? Free radical mechanism will undergo. Point number 2. Point number 3. For bromine, the order of reactivity is tertiary CH greater than secondary CH greater than primary CH. So keeping these 3 small points together, let us jump into the problem. So what is saying? 1-methyl cyclohexanone. 1-methyl cyclohexanone. Yeah, because you know sometimes in hurry we faculties also may do error. It's okay, but still we should avoid it. So dear students, first we have to focus wherever radical can form. So tell me, according to my discussion and explanation, where radical can form? Yeah. So first important thing, 1, 2, please give me a moment. Right. Okay, dear students. So here radical may form. Here radical may form. It may form here. It may form here, and it may form here. These are the total 5 possibilities you may get. But among this, you can see, my dear students, this can undergo resonance and give rise to. Okay, shall I maintain the color? Okay, where they can undergo resonance? Here, here, and here. That's all. These 3 places you can see conjugation is there, so they can undergo resonance. Remaining, no resonance, no concept of resonance. So therefore, this will undergo resonance, and this will undergo resonance, correct, and this will undergo resonance. Don't take tension, you don't take my tension. Sir didn't wrote radical, wait, have patience. Yeah. Then, dear students, I am trying to use a very light color. Okay. Now you have to find who are identical. You can see these 2 are same. So therefore, these 2 you should first of all count it as 1. This is different, this is different, these 2 are different, these 2 are different. Now we will go for the attacks. So imagine hypothetically if bromine will attack here. Is there any chiral carbon? No. Here bromine you attack. Actually you should not write like this, but broadly speaking, again redrawing all this, time consumption, and you may feel bored there. Okay. Here bromine may form. Here bromine will form, and since both are same, you can write bromine may form here. Now dear, here any chiral carbon is there? No. So here you use the formula 2 power 0. So this is one compound. Here any chiral carbon is there? Yes, this is chiral carbon. So 2 power 1, this is equal to 2. Here any chiral carbon will form. Yeah, here it is bromine is. Oh my God, I missed off this. Here also bromine can form. No. Then this is chiral 2. Here no chiral. Chiral. This is also 2. Here right side and left side are different. Remember, here students will do mistake. Why? Because he will think that right side CH2, left side CH2. So this is achiral. No, both are different. You CH2 connected to double bond, CH2 connected to single bond. Here 2. Here chiral carbon 2. So I add 2 plus 2 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. So total answer will be 13 compounds will form here. Okay, dear students, you can see. Nice question. So where you can do mistakes as a student? As a student you can do mistake here. You may consider this as 2 and more 2 will form and 15 may be the answer. This is one area. This 2 you may think that these are same. Are you following? Are you following? And you may do mistake. Another mistake is chiral calculation. For this one you may do a mistake. So this is a 3 hurdles where you can do mistake. If anybody sitting there has a general doubt, sir, where it is, where is the doubt? And resonance also have to focus if you neglect that issue. Okay, so right, let's move further. In the reaction given below, the total number of atoms. This is the keyword. This is the secret here. Every question have one secret word, because in our organic chemistry generally we focus carbon. So remember, atoms means other than carbon also we have to see who are sp2. So let us start. So he is saying that first you are treating with ozone, then with hydroxylamine. Hydroxylamine obviously participate in loss of water and gives you the corresponding product. So let us see. So this is a 5-membered ring and this is 8-membered ring. Double bond, again this is a 5-membered ring. Okay, dear students. So this you are ozonolizing first. So whenever you are doing ozonolysis of this, cake cutting ceremony, keep one cherry here, correct? Then you are going to get, this is not changed. So this is double bond O here, double bond O here, double bond O here, double bond O here. So let us see how many carbons are there, because okay, carbon if you do 1, 2 extra less, that will not affect the reaction, but we should do correct only, no? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Correct. Then he is saying treat with excess of hydroxylamine. Okay, if I treat with excess of hydroxylamine, I will save time. All of you all, you know that hydroxylamine what it will do? Loss of water will occur. So therefore here I can save time, your time as well as my time, and directly write here NH, OH, NOH. This is NOH and this is NOH. Now dear students, how many sp2 carbons are there? Remember, a double bonded carbon is sp2, you know, and even a double bonded nitrogen is also what? sp2 only. And this is in a imine, both are sp2 here. So if in that order if you go, here you can see 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 carbons are sp2 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 nitrogens are sp2. So net answer you know is going to get 8. Okay dear. Now we will go for the final question of our class, which is very easy. What is asking? The total number of isomers possible with the given complex. So dear students, the given compound, what you can do, the given compound will form two isomers, cis and trans, if your basic knowledge is good, because 4 amine groups are there and reference groups are not amine here. Why? Because if you draw the complex, okay, let us draw now. Let us draw now. So if any complex, if you draw randomly if you draw any complex taking amine as group, here you can write X and here you can write Y, leave it off. You cannot take ammonia as reference. Why? Because here ammonia is 180, you can call as trans, same ammonia is here 90, you can call cis. That means if you consider amine, you cannot call it cis, you cannot call it trans. Therefore, you have to take X and Y as reference. So here in particular you can see X and Y, if you write here it is cis and if you write in opposite it is trans. So therefore, amine is of no use to you. You can keep here 2 chlorines, cis, keep opposite, you will get trans, 1. So how many came? 2. Then remove the chlorine and in place of chlorine write bromine. Cis, another is trans, so another 2 came. Then remove the chlorine and keep both sides bromine. Cis, trans. So hence total isomers you are going to get is what? Total possible isomers will come, 6 isomers will come. Okay dear students. So dear students, I hope I have clarified to best of my knowledge the solutions of your IIT Advanced paper 1 of chemistry. So very shortly I will be also within next half an hour or 1 hour so you are going to get also paper 2 solutions. So take care, have a nice day, keep subscribing to our channel Infinity Learn by Sri Chaitanya. And dear students, I would like to also say you that we are also having a doubts app on which you can post doubts anytime and get it clarified. Okay, and please visit our website and there you can see what are the different programs available. We have lakhs of questions available with us, thousands of examinations are available, different scholarship programs are available, and if you have any doubt, you are also having the contact number over there. You can contact and clarify any of your admission process doubts. Okay students, so till then have a nice day, take care, bye.